Today. It's a Tuesday. It's also my birthday today. And I thought, well, in recent years I've stopped caring so much about birthdays and special events like that. And I thought to myself, so I think I've got something in my teeth here. And I thought, what are birthdays really all about? Like, why do we celebrate birthdays? What does it actually mean? And I thought, well, I guess there's no specific meaning that's just universal to everybody, but there is some meaning to me for today. I had a real good think about this, and some of you guys may know, especially from my stream last night. I've received countless emails and messages and thank yous and words of appreciation from fellow men that have found solace in my words, that have been able to find a level footing and get some happiness in their life, or just balance things out from some of the things I've said. And I feel incredibly humbled that I'm able to do that. So for me, my birthday is time for me to reflect on what makes me who I am, what's made me who I am, what are my defining moments, and what are some of the things that I've actually done to make a positive change in the world. Now, let me tell you about a couple of my defining moments. I remember this one time, and because obviously there's a bit of a war on men at the moment, to say the least. But I remember this one time when I don't remember what it was about, but man, I was a dick of a kid. And I told my dad to fuck off or something like that. I was in high school, lower high school, so it would have been, I would say, year 7 or 8, probably, maybe year 9. I don't know, 7 or 8, I think. And he basically took me outside and he goes, "Okay, put your fists up." And he was ready to fight me. And in hindsight, I realized that he was never going to fight me, but it was more of a play just to show me who's the boss. My dad was the boss, And I know that he's now sort of handed, maybe not, maybe he's still the financial king in the family, but when it comes to other things, he's sort of handed over the keys, handed over the family keys, if you will. It's a metaphor, of course, for the man of the house. So whenever I actually go home to see my parents, I usually end up sitting at the head of the table. Dad will always, rather than taking his seat there, he'll always let me take my seat first. And if I choose to sit there, he'll obediently sit somewhere else on the table. And I kind of like that. It's almost like a show of respect, and I appreciate that from my father. It's something that a lot of women, and no disrespect, because a lot of women wouldn't actually even understand what's going on. Like, they wouldn't even notice what's going on with that. But that's a very subtle way of showing respect to your son. So I'm grateful for that. There's another moment, and I used to get teased at school in year 7 and 8. I think that was part of why, I was acting up and why I showed such disrespect to my father, even though he'd done nothing but look after me and be good to me and respect me prior to that, trying to raise me to be a good kid. And I remember this one particular day, I came home, I used to come home from school crying every day because we'd have a school bus and hated going on the bus, and everyone used to pick on me and tease me. Ain't none of that shit now. But back then, came home crying this one day, and my dad, oh man, this cut me like a knife. My dad said to me, he goes, "Son," "do any other kids get teased at school, or is it just you?" And of course, blubbering old me, female teachers and, my mum being the nurturer, I was like, "No, it's just me, everyone's always picking on me." You know what my dad said to me? And man, this stuck with me for the rest of my life. It has served me in so many ways. My dad said, well, son, if you're the only one out of a school of however many hundred it was, say like 500, if you're the only one getting picked on out of a school of 500 people, then maybe you're the problem. And that cut me so hard, like actually really, really upset me. But I didn't know what he knew. And he was so right. And when I realized how right he was, I thought, right, next time there's an issue, if I'm the only one experiencing it, then I need to have a bit of self-reflection and see what I'm doing wrong. And of course that's tough now, right? Because we've got this whole war on men, and it's like, well, you know, am I the problem because I'm not being a mangina or a femtard? Or am I the problem because I'm not being compliant with the agenda at play? So it's a tough world to navigate for an alpha male, especially MGTOW. But you know, we all find our own way, and we all. The important thing is, guys, if you make mistakes in your life, if there are situations which challenge you or that overcome you from time to time, what I want you to do, and I really, you know, deeply believe that this is the path to personal growth in so many ways. You know, I would say every time, like, let's say for example, if you get caught speeding, right, and you have a massive accident, take out a pole, you know, say you break a finger, you're off work for 3 months, you go into massive debt, all of these things, right? Like, because things like this can happen, right? And I hope it doesn't happen to any of you, but for argument's sake, right? And by the way, smash that thumbs up, guys. Something shit like that happens to you, instead of going, oh, why did this have to happen to me? Right? It didn't happen to you. You created this situation. Take accountability, take ownership, and look at yourself in the mirror. Right? Whether you want to or not, look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I learn from this? And why is it important to not do the things that cause this again? I take that learning from it. Understand how things got to that point where you chose to take that action. Understand how all of that came about. Because what that's going to result in is you not only understanding yourself better, but also understanding why other people make similar silly choices better. It'll help you to have more compassion. It'll help you to have more understanding of people. And it might, God forbid, help you to help other people when they've got a similar cry for help. Yeah. So, it's just some food for thought for you guys. Another defining moment in my life was when and I talked about this in my video yesterday about being a people pleaser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize this, and if those of you guys who want elaboration, please go and look at my video yesterday on people pleasing and give it a thumbs up as well. Share it with your friends who are people pleasers, because I want people to stop being people pleasers. Thanks for all the birthday love, guys. I appreciate you so much. And yes, I am working on my birthday because I'm a man, and you know, men just keep soldiering through. That's how we are. We're strong, as MGTOW Strong's name suggests. So this defining moment I'm referring to was when I had been a people pleaser and I was miserable because everyone was trying to keep everyone happy, and there's always people pissed off with me or angry at me or whatever the case was. And I was like, I had all of these friends, but none of them were really, you know, seemed to be loyal to me. And I was trying my ass off because people are like, oh, you know, just be good to your friends and they'll be good to you. You know, you always hear this bullshit. It doesn't work like that, right? Because everyone's version of what's being good to them is subjective, right? So what's being good to me is different to maybe your version of what's being good to you, right? So you can't just say, be good to people and they'll be happy. Because you don't know what their definition of being good is.
In 600 meters at the roundabout, continue straight.
GPS. Sorry. Man, I always forget to do that. I wish I could just like have a special mute thing so that when I start doing YouTube live, it just mutes all my volumes. But I don't, so that's all good. But yeah, so anyway, let me continue. Came to this moment where I was sitting at home and I was fucking miserable, and I had nowhere else to turn, because like all my friends were pissed off with me or angry at me for some reason or another. Right, and I couldn't please anyone. I was like, you know what? I'm done wasting all my energy trying to please people. I just want to be happy. And I realized in that moment, I was like, whoa. When everyone else walks out of my life, when everyone else disappears, when there's nobody around left to be there for me, when all of that's gone and said and done, I'm the only one left. I can't just leave my body and soul behind and go off and do my own shit and leave it to rot, you know? I can't just do that. I don't know. The only way I can leave my body is to kill myself, and I'm not going to do that. It's not how I'm going to go down. So at that moment I realized that I need to make myself happy before I make others happy. And sometimes seeing those that I truly care about that have been there for me makes me happy, right? In those few instances, that's when I get a happiness and enjoyment from seeing those people happy. But because I'm on the same page as those people, it doesn't take much to make them happy. It just takes little gestures of appreciation. And guys, can I suggest to you that the 3 most powerful words in the English language are not the ones that people say all the time, usually with a lot less meaning. You know, people always say, oh, I love you, right? You might bring someone coffee and they'll be like, oh man, I love you, right? Or you could make a joke and they'll go, oh, I love you, right? Or like every time you get off the phone to your girlfriend, she goes, I love you too. Like, do you really love her? I mean, that's assuming you got a girlfriend or wife, whatever. But do you really want to say it each time? Like, is it not going to lose meaning at some point? I think it will. I don't think you should tell people you love them. I think you should show them. And I don't, because when you say no, and you should say no all the time, by the way, guys. When you say no to telling people that you love them, and you start showing them that you love them, then you're only going to convey that message to the people you actually love and you actually care about. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I got to say about that. And of course, stretching feels good. What are some other defining moments? When when all my friends walked out on me after my marriage. My friends of almost 10 years, they bailed on me, kicked me out of my own fucking house that my entire life savings went into. Still fighting to get the house back. Still fighting to get my share of the equity, and even then, taking about a $60,000 to $80,000 hit. Right? And that took me a lot of hard work and a lot of money to save up for. But you know, it's a life lesson. And something I'll tell you guys: don't ever live in a house that you own with a woman. Don't ever do that. And try not to put houses in your name. Put together some sort of family trust that she's not a beneficiary to. And one thing that I say, and I've said to women in the past, right, when they've started to date me, my life is an amusement ride. I take it seriously, but you'll enjoy it. And I'll grant you entry. However, much like any other amusement park or theme park you've ever been to in your life. Do not ever think that you're going to take part of my amusement park with you when you go. Because I know that there's some of you guys who are going to end up getting back into relationships at some point, you know. We're biologically designed to want to breed and reproduce and create. And some of us are not going to be able to resist that urge. And it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to hate any of you guys for it, but I'm letting you know that you've got to be careful. And why you've got to be careful. I love reverse sensors. It's getting about that time. But yeah, I just really wanted to share some of those moments with you guys and some of the things that have actually, given me realizations. And the other realization that I had, which just set off a bushfire that's been burning for years now in my brain, was that expectations, and this is a phrase that I coined. So if you hear it, it's from me. Expectations are the breeding ground of resentment. Right? Because if you expect something from someone and they don't deliver on it, then you're going to get frustrated, or you're going to get annoyed, or you're going to start to resent them. If you have no expectations, and you've got no disappointments, and you've got no resentment. And that's how I'm able to let go of things. Where other people might say, oh, well, that's so fucked, that person shouldn't have done that. That's a dog act. It's like, well, is it really? Like, is it really a dog act that they didn't call me to let me know they wouldn't be at the place they said they'd be? Just means that they're a flaker, right? Because if they flake, then they're a flaker, right? It's not a dog act. It's just they suck at being organized, or they feel guilty about not coming, and so they don't want to face the music. It's like, that's cool. I'll enjoy dinner on my own. I'm going to enjoy it with or without you. Just that I invited you to come and enjoy my company because I know that my company is enjoyable. But if you don't want to share that with me, then that's cool as well. So, doesn't stress me out, guys. You should let go of all your expectations that you have of other people. Expectations of your family, expectations of your partner, expectations of your friends, expectations of your work, expectations of customers in your business, whatever the case may be, right? Whenever you're frustrated at someone, I'm gonna start walking across the road now. Whenever you're getting frustrated at someone, just say, hey, why am I frustrated? You know what? I'm damn frustrated because someone let me down. It's like, no, you let yourself down by expecting shit that you can't control. So don't do it to yourself. Don't allow yourself to find yourself in that situation. As PM Barrett just says, do you. Speaking of doing me, I'm about to do what I do every day to make money, go to work. So I just want to let you know, guys, know I appreciate you, thank you. And I'll probably do another stream when I'm on the way home and when I'm on my way out this afternoon. So guys, if you want to donate, feel free to head over to paypal.me/sydneymgtow or patreon.com/sydneymgtow for $1 or $2 a month. But until this afternoon, peace.